Today is Friday, and today is the day of Venus. So, I have already created videos which speak about the planetary archetype from the tropical standpoint, Hellenistic tropical standpoint. But today, I want to break down Venus for you through the Vedic system. Okay, what is the signification of Venus in the Vedic system? What are the dissimilarities between the two systems? Okay, so Venus is firstly Rajasic. Okay, I've told you that there are three gunas: Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva. So Rajas is about activation, Tamas is inertia, Sattva is pure, unsullied. Okay. So now Venus is known as Rajasic. So that means Venus has, we have to book a reading. So Venus is Rajasic and Venus is also airy. Venus's moon trikon sign is Libra. Okay. So and the caste that Venus is associated with is Brahmin. Venus is known as Shukra. Okay, and Shukra literally also means semen, and that is one of the significations of Venus. Okay, now Venus is friendly with Saturn and Mercury. Now, this is understandable because Mercury and Venus travel together with the Sun. Okay, so they're always in communication, Mercury and Venus. Okay, and Venus does better in the night, according to Hellenistic astrology. Okay, now the enemies of Venus are Sun and the Moon. Okay, now this I found very confusing when I began to study Vedic astrology, and I would have these discourses with my grandfather, and he would be like, and I would be like, why is Venus not friendly or an enemy planet to the moon? It doesn't make sense because here you have the moon exalted in a sign of Venus. So there are obviously subtleties that the ancients saw that we are yet to understand and really dig deep and discover. And the Sun and Venus also have a very interesting combination because they make an interesting combination because they tend to travel mostly together, as Mercury also travels mostly with the Sun. So, in Vedic text, it is written that the sun and the moon are the enemies of Venus or Shukra. This is quite confusing to me as well. Now, neutral Mars and Jupiter. Now, this is something that we don't think about when we think of Mars and Venus. Because when you look at Mars, you think of separation, activation by separation, because fire is literally separation, right? And when you think of Venus, Venus is the force of connection. So immediately you see that the Venus and the Mars stand juxtaposed in polarities. So also if you look at the signs they rule, Venus rules Libra and it's a Mutrikon sign. And Mars rules the polarity Aries. So there's this, the significations of these planets come forth clearly once you see where they are exalted, where they are opposite, debilitated. So, she's neutral to Mars in Vedic astrology and neutral to Jupiter. Now, there's a very interesting story about Jupiter and Venus also. Venus and Jupiter are the two great benefics. But the birth of Jupiter happens in a nakshatra of Venus. Okay, so this is very powerful. Although Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. All right. So there's this Jupiter has this very watery signature. But in Vedic system, we consider Venus to be airy. Why? Because of that moon trikon sign that is Libra. Okay, watch my moon trikon videos if you have not already. Now, Lord of course, we know Taurus and Libra. Okay, and exalted in Pisces. right? Venus is exalted in Pisces, right? Moon Trikon is 0 to 15 degrees of Libra. That's the Moon Trikon angles of Venus. And Venus is also exalted in Pisces 27 degrees. So that's at the very end of the zodiacal wheel that we suddenly see Venus as an exalted power. So there's something there too with Venus and the culmination of the wheel, the samsaric wheel, okay? The chakra, the samsaric chakra, the zodiacal chakra, okay? Now, debilitation is again Virgo 27 degrees. Why? Because exaltation is 27 Pisces. So obviously, debilitation or fall is the opposite, 27 Virgo, right? Venus is in fall position in Virgo, right? Now, of course, the sex of Venus in Vedic astrology is feminine, right? As well as in Western astrology, it is feminine. So, a directionality southeast. So, while propitiating Venus, if you face southeast, you will be able to reach Venus. What is Venus's beach mantra? I told you. Om Drang Dream Drong Sa Shukraya Namaha. What is Venus's Gayatri? Om Ashwathwajaya Vidmahe Dhanurhastaya Dhimahi Tanno Shukra Prachodayat. Okay, so this is the Venus Gayatri and Venus Beach. I just Namaha. 108 Venus on Friday will definitely bring very good results, especially if Venus is an operational malefic in your chart. Okay, so that is the key to it. Lucky stone is diamond. In Vedic system, we give Venus the rulership of diamonds, and white zircon or coral also. Okay, lucky colors, pink shades like the one I'm wearing, the different pastel shades of Venus. Okay, as well as cream, peach, white, silvery. I think both Venus and Moon share these colors. Okay. Now, lucky numbers 6. Uh, oh wow, lovely, lovely, so nice. Okay, so lucky numbers 6, 15, 24. Okay. Now, deity, Shachi or Indrani or Lakshmi. Lakshmi Beach is Shri. Shri. Remember, the Lakshmi Beach is Shri. So you can propitiate Venus through Shri also. You can, take, say, drong, dream, drone, 3 sounds of Venus. You can do Shri Drong Shukraya Namaha. Om Shrim Drong Shukraya Namaha. You see how you're mixing and matching mantras? That's what I do. I create new mantras, okay, with the beach mantras and the significations. Now, I already explained to you the mantra 6,000 times. The astrologers, ancient Vedic astrologers would say that 6,000 times facing southeast on a Friday on the Hora of Venus, you need to chant this mantra. Okay, especially if Venus is an operational malefic in your chart or Venus is kumbhast in your chart. Okay, uh, Vedic mantra is him kunda mrinalavang daityanang paramam Sharva Shastra Pravaktaram. My dogs have gone crazy because anytime anybody passes from here, they go crazy. Himakunda Miralabham Daityanang Paramam Gurum Sharva Shastra Pravaktaram Bhargavam Pranamamyaham. Bhargav is also another name for Venus in Vedic astrology. Okay, now if you want to propitiate Venus, okay, you know about astral remedies. That is my speciality. You come book a chart is one thing. Okay, this is my aspect, this is my ascendant, but what then? How do you correct the doshas? How do you correct the particular afflictions? Okay, so donation. What may you donate? Best to be done on a Friday, the donation on the Hora of Venus. But otherwise, you can also donate on any day, and of course, keep the Hora of Venus or the astrological hour of Venus intact. Okay, no matter when, then Venus will understand that this article of donation is for me because you did it on the Hora of Venus and you summon Venus. Okay, ghee. I don't use ghee because I'm vegan, but for those people that do use dairy products, you can use ghee, camphor, curd, silver items you can gift, rice, of course, if you have the money, rice, white sugar, white cloth, any kind of white cloth, or a white sari to a spiritual woman. Okay, if you know anybody who's spiritual and you want to propitiate Venus, giving them a white sari would also be very, very effective in appeasing Venus. All right. These are basic astral remedies. If you perform them correctly, you will get benefits. Okay. So, appearance of Venus, as you know, yeah, conceived in the dhyana of the ancients, is a handsome body, pleasing appearance and eyes, curly hair, and a poetic disposition. Venus is poetic. Venus is arts and all kinds of beautification is Venus. Now, humors and parts of the body that Venus rules in Vedic astrology: phlegm, okay, phlegm, wind, eyes, genital organs, sperm, urine, okay, so semen and urine. So infertility oftentimes in men, it is possibly because of Venus. Okay, if you have just sperm count is low, or you cannot maintain an erection, it's mostly a Venusian affliction that is troubling you. All right, so that's something to think about. Ailments, venereal diseases, so sexual diseases, sexually transmitted diseases, diabetes, stone, gallbladder, right? uh, Kidney, cataract. Very recently I had this person I was dealing with, cataract and Venus operating as a functional malefic in their chart. Okay, cataract, dropsy, fits, genital troubles. So all kinds of, even surgery in the genital area is Mars or Venus. Okay, um, swelling, excruciating pain in the body. So, oftentimes people have pain and they don't know where that pain originates. It is possibly an affliction of Venus, right? Leprosy, urinary diseases, so UTIs. If you tend to have a lot of UTIs, like I have many clients who do, and after only they did astro remedies for Venus, they were able to correct that. So UTIs is something that it's in my mind with this Venus. Diseases of face, eyes, and private parts. Okay, so hernia, uh, IBS, any kind of cyst, okay, cyst in the private parts is also Venus affliction, okay. Um, Depression, excessive sexual urge, that sex addict thing that psychiatrists diagnose is possibly a Venus affliction in the chart of the native, right? That's something to think about. Emissions, if men tend to have emissions at night, then this could be also an afflicted Venus. Remember, emissions can also create problems because ultimately you're losing that ojas, which is why I teach sexual continence. So watch my video on sexual continence if you haven't already. All right, menstrual disorders, propensity of smallpox or other such, even acne, literally, even acne, menstrual disorders. And that Mars and Venus connection with the moon in the natal chart can really exacerbate all of this. Really exacerbate all of this. What are the main significations of Venus now that we think about it? Sensual pleasure, erotic impulses, luxury, procuring. It's rajasic, so it wants to enjoy. So let me break down some of the karakas, like some of the significations of Venus, right? Venus signifies wife. Although in Hellenistic astrology, the moon is the wife, Venus is the lover. But in Vedic astrology, Venus very much signifies the wife, okay? So, wife and marriage. Your marital life is very, very dependent on Venus, okay? Sensory pleasures. Venus is the five senses. I told you that many times. So, sensory pleasures, anything that you can touch, anything that you can feel, anything that you can taste is Venus. Anything you can experience through the five senses is Venus, right? Even karma, a desire, sexual lust, okay, conveyances, so automobiles also, ornaments, feminine ornaments, luxury articles, okay, so all the haute couture is Venusian, okay. Watery places like by the beach. If you have a prominent Venus, you possibly love watery places, okay, and especially that Venus at 27 degrees of Pisces. You love watery places, you love the sea, you love those crazy Neptunian sounds. Like, I listen because I also have this moon in Pisces. So, in the tropical though, moon in Satavisha in the Vedic system in Aquarius. But honestly, I listen to all this evocative vocals, right? Like evocative vocals like Lisa Gerard used to do. But now you have many, many people who do that kind of vocal, absolutely crazy evocative vocals. Reminds you of mermaids and sirens in the sea. That's very Venusian, okay? So, passions of all kinds, rajasic literally translates to passion. Sexual desires, I already mentioned, semen, silver, gemstones, pearls, flowers, comforts, everyday comforts. Okay, Venus loves comfort. Eroticism, different types of eroticism and what appeals to you. So at that particular, wow, 27 degrees, I hope. If not, it's still all right. It's still an exalted Venus. But what I was going to say is eroticism, different kinds of eroticism, what you like. You may like the missionary, you may like something more experimental, you may be into SNN. All of that will be revealed by Venus. So, that is very important. Your sexual preferences are literally, Venus is a signifier for that. Your sexual preferences, okay? Even whether you're heterosexual or homosexual, can be told by Venus. All right. Perfume makers, gem makers, jewelry makers, all under Venus, right? Fragrance, good clothes. Wife's parents in Vedic system, wife's parents are also signified by Venus. Important. Maternal grandparents, your mom's parents, even their story is told by Venus in your natal chart. That's so interesting, right? Beauty. uh, Venus is known as Mangalaya Karaka, so a benefic in English, okay. Yeah, so there Venus is not in really in a good position because Venus rules Taurus. So in Scorpio, Venus is debilitated, okay? But think about that. Mangalaya Karaka, the great benefic. She also signifies interior decoration or decoration of any kind. That's why Libra is so good with interior decoration. This is Venus's moon trikon sign. Youth, being youthful, young, right? Dance, music, songs, theater, drama, cinema, all of this, okay? Even black hair. If you have black hair or your kind of hair is a signifier of Venus. What's this? Okay, so signifier of Venus. Venus signifies that, right? Um Water sports and voluptuousness. Water sports. Some people like skiing. Some people like, different types of water sports. Um, Diving into water. All of that. Venus again is a signifier for all of that. Water sports. So interesting, right? And voluptuousness. So, how voluptuous you are for females, the size of their bust is oftentimes denoted by Venus, connoted by Venus, and libido, lust, treasure. So, windfalls, sudden windfalls and treasure troves is a signification of Venus. Venus is the karaka for that. Okay, wine, juicy object. So any kind of like mango or even a very sumptuous pastry. I'm vegan, so sumptuous to me is different, but uh, you know, a luscious, very luscious cake or a pastry or a very luscious sweet thing is also signified by Venus, ruled by Venus. Okay, wine. Let's not forget that. The winemakers have very strong Venus. Remember that. Winemakers, even bootleggers, because they're selling the wine. But I think more the makers than the bootleggers or people who sell it on, right? Venus does also signify the marketplace. Remember that. Okay, because Venus to Taurus and Libra also rules money, right? Um, Thank you. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. So, artistic talents, what kind of talents you have, what kind of talents you were born with is also a signifier of Venus. And I mean, there are some people are good with their hands, some people are, good with their voice. And of course, Venus rules the voice, the throat chakra, Vishuddha chakra. Vishuddha chakra is blue. Okay, Vishuddha chakra. Vishuddha chakra is again ruled by Jupiter. Also, there's a connection of Jupiter to Vishuddha chakra. Okay, but Venus pretty much rules your voice. So when you see this beautiful theatrical operatic voices, they have strong, strong, strong Venus. Okay, uh, if Venus is strong in your chart and is not combust or not operating as a malefic, then you have a great thirst for sexual experiences. Okay, it's like you just want new experiences all the time. It's a control that needs to be imbibed here, that needs to be inculcated here. Because sex addict, you can become a hardcore sex addict with Venus. Remember, even if Venus is exalted in Pisces on the 27th degree, you can be an alcoholic as well. Okay, great importance to eyes. So, Venus also tells us the shape of your eyes is also Venus. Okay, that's so interesting. Composers, music composers, of course, vehicle makers like automobile makers, because automobile is a signification of Venus. So a lot. Now let us touch on some of the professions. I think you've understood the professions by now because I just ranted on for so long. But touching base, of course, artists, garment makers, jewelry makers, singers, actors, money men do have strong Venus. Okay, cinema, people with film, people who are poets, spoken word poets, all of that is Venus. Automobile dealers, you can be because Venus signifies automobiles as well. So that railway, excise, transport, income tax, wealth tax, all of this is Venus. Fashion designers, gem experts, gemologists, water sports people, people who create textiles. Fashion designers create clothing, but there are also people who create textiles. So that's a very viable profession for a strong Venus. Okay, and also creating decorative articles. right? And put a connection to Uranus there, and you can sell it online, and you can make a lot of money. Or put that Venus in the 11th house, and you can sell all of this online and make a lot of money, right? So that was some of the professions somebody with a strong Venus can have, right? Now, I think that is pretty much it. It's already 25 minutes. I wanted to give this 15 minutes. Um, I would love to discuss Venus in the houses, but I think that would take another video and I should break it up because, then people may not hop to the end or may not watch to this and then catch on that, So I think I may need to make Venus in the 12 signs and in the 12 houses separately because this is again not Hellenistic astrology. This is Vedic astrology. So I hope you've seen how things connect and how certain things differ. The connection is way stronger than the difference. And this is my job to tell you that ultimately all truths come from one zone, one secret doctrine, one all the truths and all the systems of humanity come from one major truth that was given to us the beginning of this cycle of creation, this manvantara. Okay, certain things that I want to say here before I go is if Venus is an operational malefic or is combust, this can make one mean minded, very mean minded, okay, licentious, unscrupulous, okay, and illicit love affairs, philanderers, okay, and cheating and lies and all of that. So also Venus with Saturn can bring this out. Venus when she operates as a functional malefic. Okay. All right. Now, also remember that if Venus is afflicted, it can have an adverse uh, effect on morals and scruples. So, somebody who has a weak Venus, debilitated Venus, afflicted Venus, may think that morality is, not important. So, they may do a lot of immoral things because to them it's not immoral. To them, it's like, why not? I'm making money or I'm getting laid, so why not? So this is something to think about, the moralistic side of an afflicted Venus, right? Um, Venus, exalted Venus, or Venus in her mood trikon or in Taurus, gives overindulgence in sexuality. So sex and food or excesses of all kinds, if not balanced correctly. I've explained numerous times how exalted planets may or planets in rulership may operate as malefics. So that's something to think about. Uh, if Venus is in the fourth or the eighth conjunct to malefic, it can give widowhood. Okay, I have seen this in my experience of over 2 decades that this is very possible with Venus. Widowhood, if Venus is afflicted, debilitated, or conjunct a malefic, or conjunct a malefic fixed star in the fourth and the eighth, this could result in widowhood. Powerful Venus in the second, even if she's conjunct to Saturn, and that Saturn is also strong, super money making skills. These are your money men, so to speak, stock market, bulls, and what have you, all of that. Uh, Also, the Venus Saturn connection, these money men tend to make money through their spouses. So, somehow, once they get married, they really vroom up their finances because either they invest intelligently the money of the spouse or they somehow always profit if that Venus, a strong Venus is there in the second house with Saturn, they always do good business after marriage. This I have seen. Okay. Yeah, Venus in Cancer or Scorpio, right? If aspected by Mars or Rahu, gives kidney problems, kidney diseases, urine diseases. Somebody I know very recently, uh, she's now going through treatment, and if the treatment does not work, she has to go for dialysis and kidney transplant. And this is the case, this is the exact case with her Rahu afflicting that already debilitated Venus. So this is something to think about. Kidney needs strengthening in that case. Malachite stones would be very good. Malachite stone crystal bracelets, you can wear malachite. It's known as kidney stone, by the way. So that's something to think. Combust Venus, no bliss in married life. You will cheat or your spouse will cheat. Neighbors will know about your fights. No dignity in the marriage. People will gossip about your marriage. It will be crude, it will be vulgar. The way things pan out if you do not balance that combust Venus. All right. Um Pretty much that is what I want to say. Venus in the third or seventh or 11th from the moon sign gives very good automobiles to the native. So that's also pretty interesting. Of course, you have to look from the moon sign house. Okay, so you go to the moon sign, you go to the moon rashi, and you see where the what I mean how many houses after the Venus is positioned, and that is how you know third, seventh, or 11th. Remember, third is, of course, you already know, short distance travel and automobile. Seventh, partnership. 11th, larger communities. All right. Um, and if Venus is a malefic, it can give rise to alcoholism and also diabetes. Both types, type A, type B diabetes. All right. That's pretty much it. Venus in the sixth in a watery sign can make you, prone to vices. You love vices of all kinds, and again, moralistic. Um, there is a dearth of, morals when that Venus is somehow afflicted. This is something I have seen over and over and over again in all the charts. Okay, so that was a bit about Venus in the Vedic system. Now, hopefully, I intend to do all the planets in the Vedic system like this, and then do all the houses. And I've already done the signs, and do the planets in great detail, do the houses. Now, a lot of people tell me to do basics, like basics of the Vedic houses, basics of the planetary significations, because they don't want to delve so deep into it. So I do intend to make simple videos, short, simple videos. So you watch it and you get the crux of it if you don't want to really delve in and go too deep. All right, so please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and book your reading, for this is a really good time in this moment of time, to truly understand where you fit in the larger picture. I think that is going to be very powerful, which is what astrology does. It guides you into understanding that very karma that you've come with, how to balance that karma, how to work with that karma. Having said that, much love to you. Again, Om Drang Dream Drong Sa Shukraya Namaha. Om Drang Dream Drong Sa Shukraya Namaha. Om Drang Dream Drong Sa Shukraya Namaha. Hi, Henry. I will make a video after this. I've got it written. Uh, Cancer rising, Aquarius moon, and Libra sun, right? So I'm gonna make a video after this, and I hope you enjoy. And thank you guys for all the donations. And again, help me get to Dharmashala, because I intend to go near the Himalayas and get a beautiful pad where you guys could come in, and thank you, where you guys would, if you guys want, you can come, you can live with me, you can take my mentorship program, and you can learn about astrology, yoga, vegan lifestyle, juicing, oiling, and massages, and all of that. So please help me, and of course, the content right under the Himalayas, right? So just watching those videos will be profound. So please help me get to Dharmashala. I have, at this moment, I take care of 19 animals. So, my going is not that I get up on a flight and I can just leave. No, I have to figure out a way of how to transport all my animals to Dharmashala. If it was not about them, I would have already been in Dharmashala by now. But I'm not going to abandon my animals. And I already feel bad that if I go, then I already feed dogs on the road as well. So I feed 26 animals. So I've already spoken to someone who I would send money to, and they'd feed the dogs here. But when it comes to my home animals, I'm not going to leave them and go. So it is going to be impossible amounts of expenditures, about $1,000 to $1,500 just to transport my animals there. And this does not even cover rent or cover my own expenditure to go there. So please, please, please consider a donation or consider booking a reading, and or help out in any way. Remember, if you want to come to India, you will have a safe place to stay. For my close subscribers and my close clients, you will have a very safe, beautiful place to stay, food to eat, and my mentorship program, which you can avail of, full of crystals and full of, like, windy pathways on the Himalayas, and just like beautiful. So I could take the camera and show you literally all those crazy places at McLeodganj, where you have the Dalai Lama lives at McLeodganj basically. So it's absolute bliss, Dharmashala. And I have been, wanting to go to Dharmashala for a long time. And now that COVID has hit, and I think we are going to go into, as I said, we'll be in lockdown pretty much this whole year. So, having said that, I want to take this little bit of time right now, this intermediate time, and quickly transport myself and my fur babies and my baby to Dharmashala, and start a new life. And hoping many of you would join me there. And you could always plan a trip to India once travel restrictions are lifted, and you have a safe place to stay, and you can be part of this whole spiritual vibe that I want to share with you. So having said that, I do intend to make a separate video, help me get to Dharmashala. But I will still keep saying this in all the videos, that please do consider booking a reading or donating or helping out in any way that you can. Thank you so much, and speak soon. Bye.